des baisers de sa bouche. Ton amour est plus délicieux que le vin. L'arôme de tes parfums est exquis. Ton nom est une huile qui se répand. C'est pourquoi les jeunes filles t'aiment. Entraîne-moi sur tes pas. Courons. Le roi m'a introduite en ses appartements. Nous nous égaierons. Tu seras notre joie et notre allégresse. Nous célébrerons ton amour plus que le vin, comme on a raison de t'aimer.
Wow. I've heard of Song of Songs, but I've never actually read the whole thing. And it is an incredible psalm. I was going to call it a poem, but it's actually a psalm, I think, from the Bible. And, well, at the end it mentioned that it's from the Bible, so I'm assuming it's a psalm. Also because it's called Song of Songs, which psalms are songs. So, anyway, I don't need to educate you about psalms. Completely floored by the voiceover of both of the woman and the man. And then floored to find out in the credits that the woman who played the woman also was the voiceover artist. So, wow. What a stunning piece. I am in complete shock by this piece. It's so, the imagery is so visually stunning. Just visually stunning. The performances are gorgeous by everyone. There's just a serenity and a really beautiful connectedness to the storytelling that is just really just elegant. The haircutting scene was shocking. And it's incredible. It's an incredible scene to watch. The sand on the eyelids is a beautiful image. And I loved the sound effects. I loved all the sound effects. I loved the Foley of the apple peeling, the sounds of the apple peeling, the sounds of the apple slicing, the wind sound underneath the voiceover, and then the burning at the end, just the visual of that and the sound of it. It was really beautifully done. It's a stunning piece. Congratulations.
A stripped down version of, I believe, the Song of Solomon from the Bible. It evoked a lot of biblical imagery, having the main characters be naked, almost bringing about the concept of Adam and Eve, and seeing that with the presentation of the apple, but also, the apple and honey and what that signifies within the Bible and within Christian and especially Jewish culture. As well as, anointing the feet and creating this holy space. But you see both this man and this woman speaking to each other, but hearing it almost like a love letter back and forth with each other. It was really interesting. Oh, I forgot the cutting of the hair almost being like... I guess it's David, Solomon. There, the story I'm talking about in the Bible. But it had so much biblical imagery in it, that it really did play into the story on screen, this biblical love story, and having it set in this incredibly stripped down setting with these stripped down characters works in its advantage to make you really focus on what is happening and the small nuances within each movement, within each action, and with every word said. It was just really, really lovely to watch.
A passage from the Bible, and this whole film goes out of its way to evoke that. So, especially in the visuals. So there was the apple, which is a possible metaphor for the Garden of Eden. And then they dip the apple in honey, which is a Jewish tradition that they do at the start of the new year. And then they constantly reference stuff like King Solomon, the Tower of David, and the vineyard. And then when we hear the two voices speak, they describe their love for each other in a very metaphorical way. The woman especially, I noticed her using a lot of references to stuff from the garden, and that's could be as if to say their love was as pure as Adam and Eve's. Their conversation, it sounded like an exchange of love letters, but then it was interesting to see that intimate back and forth paired with what was going on screen. And then sort of at the end, their pairing sort of fades off into the distance. So it makes you wonder sort of what comes of that.
This is a very interesting exploration or interpretation of the ancient poem depicting sex, desire, lust, and just a well-rounded plethora of complements for both men and women in the Song of Songs from the Bible. It is honest, unapologetic, also very much daring. It was very interesting for me to see how some of the complements from that era were brought into very sensuous phrases, and just being able to explicitly tell someone that you have a desire. It is very eye-opening, and it was a lot of introspection from the words. It's just the wine, the sheep, the wheat, the gazelles, the pomegranate. It's just a lot of words that would not necessarily lead us on these days to anything sensual. So it was a great work, very impactful visually. It was a great work.
It's been a long time. When they started reading, I was like, or when they started reciting, I was like, is this Song of Solomon? Because I'm, growing up in the church, I always used to, about that or hear about that or whatever. They used to not let me read it when I was a kid, but anyway, I really liked it. I think this film gave me a new understanding of that poem that I never really even thought about that much before. But this gave me like a good visualization. You know what I'm saying? So overall, and I think the shots were dope, and like the white background. It's not easy to pull off a white background with that many people. You know what I'm saying? And I did it really well. So overall, really good job.
I thought this was so interesting. It felt like a mix between a conversation and love letters being exchanged. Because the way that they were going back and forth with the two voices and the flow of that, it did feel a little bit more conversational, but the content itself almost felt like a love letter. So it seemed to be caught somewhere in the middle of those two. And then when they paired that with what was going on visually, it was really, really interesting to watch. It really kept my focus. It kept my, all of my attention. And it was really deliberate and really almost delicate at times, but not the entire time through, of how things were being framed, how the camera was framing people, how people were walking or interacting on the screen. I really, really liked it. It felt that kind of, it felt tender all the way through from what was being said and how it was being portrayed.